As we get into the cold months of winter, one of the challenges we face as cyclists is keeping our hands and our feet warm. Here are some suggestions that I use. If you live in really cold country, consider using something called pogies. These are mitten-like coverings that cover both the shifter and brake and allow you to insert your hands with a light glove and will keep them exceptionally warm. Two comments. One, they really don't allow your hand to move around, and on my road bike especially I like to move my hands to different positions. Another comment, don't buy cheap. Consider either the company Bike Mitt or 45 North. 45 North has a new version out called Cobra Fist, which I highly recommend. A good pair of gloves, if you're not going to use pogies, are essential. These are windproof and a little bit lighter for colder temperatures. I have these specifically made for bicycling that are lined. And interestingly enough, I have a pair of ski gloves that I'm able to still shift. Works pretty good. My other pairs of ski gloves do not work. They're just too large and can't maneuver them around the shifter. I also use some hand warmers. If you decide to use these, make sure that you take them out and put them on the passenger side of your auto as you're heading for your ride to let them warm up. They take about 30 minutes or so. Also, with some brands, you're going to find a lot of duds. Less so with hot hands, so I always usually bring an extra pair. Another option is to use foot warmers that hunters use. Now they're too large to go in your bike shoe, and they get way too hot to just stuff them in your gloves. So here's how the best way to use them. We're going to open one of these up. And remove it. Again, you'll want to remove these a half hour before you use them. And we're going to keep on hand a portion of a dress sock about yay long. And we'll keep this in our pack of warm weather stuff. And when we use the foot warmers, so they don't burn our hands, we'll go ahead and place them in the end of the dress sock after they've got nice and warm, and then place this into the glove. And this should keep your hands nice and toasty warm throughout the ride. For your feet, you have several options. Nice alpaca socks. My preference is the merino wool, which is present in the smart wool socks. Nice and warm. They seem to dry out and not get moist within your shoe. One can also use shoe covers. These are the full shoe cover with a zipper in the back, lined, have an opening for the cleat in the bottom. These are extremely helpful. Finally, if you want to pay the money, and these are a real beauty, Citi makes a lined shoe for either, in this case, road bikes or for SPD pedals. And these will really work marvelously, but will set you back several $100s. And the last item, and I use these often, are toe warmers. They have the same problems as mentioned with the hand warmers. They need to warm up for about 30 minutes before you use them. When you go to stick them to your sock, at first sometimes that's a little bit difficult to make it adhere and get it into your shoe. The most important thing about using your socks and your toe warmer is that you don't constrict the end of the foot within the shoe. If it is tight when you insert your foot, you're going to cut off the circulation to your toes and actually get colder, not warmer. So please keep that in mind. Finally, you can search for those hills. That'll get you warmed up real quick. If you have additions or other ideas, please comment below. Subscribe to keep up with our latest videos. This is Tony, Tony 10 Speed. Safe cycling.